this Friday coming up. I'm still doing Fighting Games Friday. So after that, you gonna show me the editing stuff?
Yeah, after that.
Okay. Cause I got my ass whooped last Friday.
I believe it.
Yo, I watched that, and that I was like, dude, he got swept off his.
I was like,
what were you playing? Dragon Ball
like on some real shit. I don't play Dragon Ball Fighters. And the fact about it is, I was just like, I know I'm gonna get my ass whooped, but I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna bear with it. And I was just like, this is not fair.
Welcome.
If you see my expression, if you saw my expression towards the end of it, I was like, but
oh, that was nice. I like that.
My man.
Oh, that's
I like
that. Gets it every time.
My man.
Well done.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to True Story, Bro. We are the Geeks of Comedy here for you this week to talk about some interesting topics, especially the one that's on everybody's mind lately. This new Superman reboot. Roundhouse has the news. Hit it with them right now.
I thought you were talking about the stimulus check.
We ain't did that shit. Hold up. They ain't even talk. They ain't even doing that shit. They still trying to decide if we gonna get $15 or not. $15 for minimum wage. They taking that shit off the bill.
What you mean? They have talked about the third stimulus check, bro.
They taking it off though.
No, they're not.
They taking the $15 minimum wage off.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the $14,000, the $1,400 that
we don't know when that shit coming in either way. Anyway,
probably by May.
But
anyway.
So, gentlemen, ladies, we here to talk about.
Did you just say lady?
Yeah, ladies watch us.
Fucking lady.
We're here to talk about the man that came from a planet far away.
Oh my God, nigga.
Named Krypton. And he came and he graced us with his presence and powers. And now they're making him black. Black. Can I get an amen? Making him black and then making him black. Oh shit. I love it. Anyway, so
you gotta throw the crickets in there.
I will.
I'm
just not even paying attention. He was like, what's on my phone right now? Wait, I think Sokka is stuck. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was stuck.
Okay, he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. So
go ahead.
He went night-night.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go night-night, nigga. You have to go night-night, nigga.
So what's going on in the news is that from what WB has posted, Warner Brothers said that they are not rebooting Superman and making him black.
Correction, they're redoing Superman, and it's a rumor that he might be black.
No, that's what's been posted everywhere, including certain comic book pages. They say reboot. That's a hard R.
But there is a black Superman though.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. So they're rebooting it, and there is a big uproar about it because you know how certain people feel when they make a certain character black again. There's a little uproar. So I'll just go to the rest of some of you guys and tell me how you feel about it. So we'll start with Sir Wednesday.
Fuck you! I knew you were gonna say that. If it's done right, I'm good with the character being a black person or any type of ethnicity, as long as it's done correctly and done tastefully. Mm-hmm. As long as it's not like some bullshit. Well, no, I'm black now because I'm like, what the fuck? Then this is whack. What the fuck am I doing?
Wait, the way you said it, because I'm black now. Here comes a new challenger.
Some shit in there. Can't make it all serious. But yeah, like if it's done right, then I'm okay with it. But if they're doing it just to be like, oh, well, Black History Month was last week, let's give them something to uproar about. Like, yeah, like what are you doing? Give me a reason for this to be good, and I'll accept it. Give me shit with shit on it. It is not chocolate. Tell me a real thing. That's it.
So you're okay with them not really giving Henry Cavill like another standalone Superman movie? Like I'm just spitballing here. No, there's no information if they are or they aren't. I'm just spitballing here because before we even got another Man of Steel 2, they want to do this movie.
My thing is this: my nigga Henry Cavill has been waiting longer than niggas for their stimulus checks to get on and do a goddamn job. He done shaved his mustache. He got long hair. He got prosthetics. He did The Witcher. He did 4,525 things just to do the second movie that was never a second movie that we got BVS. And he's just been like, yo, my nigga, I'm just going to play video games. He had to wait through a whole pandemic. And these niggas still ain't working on another Superman movie.
And he's rumored to possibly be working on a Mass Effect live action project.
That nigga needs a job. Because being Superman, guess what? It's not a full-time job. Ain't that some shit? You would have thought you'd be gainfully employed being the Man of Steel. I guess not.
So, Echo.
Where can I start? Oh, okay.
The beginning.
Black. That's how you start. It's black.
It's all black.
The first thing I'm gonna start with is
black.
Despite what people think they know about this character and stuff like that, the character hasn't been popularized within comic books that much for everyone to even know who the hell he is.
You're talking about the black Superman?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is what's his name?
There's two.
Calvin Ellis.
There's two. Yep.
Yeah. Who's from Earth 23, right?
And
that's the one, not Earth 2, Earth 23.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's from Jordan's Earth.
Who is the president, by the way?
Yeah. But
yeah,
my feeling is that I feel that it's kind of wrong not to even remotely entertain the idea of even giving another Man of Steel. Only because it's like, okay, they're like, oh, you know, because I'm reading other things about how supposedly WB just did not want anything to do with Zack Snyder to begin with after Man of Steel, yet they gave him the opportunity to do dumbass versus trash man movie and then halfway getting Justice League done and then producing producing Wonder Woman,
the first one,
because the first one. They dealt with this dude for so long, yet they did not want to work with him at all.
Okay.
So if you're gonna like erase, I don't want to say erase, because that's not supposedly what they're doing. Supposedly they're using the Flash movie to open the door of the multiverse. So these movies that they're talking about, reboot, it's not even a reboot. It's a standalone, just like the Batman is.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. So I don't get what most of these people are going hoopla over. Oh, we getting a black Superman. We getting a black Superman.
You know
gives
why?
A shit if he's black.
You know why? That's not even.
No. But that's my point.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit if he's black? You know what the thing is? This is what's going on with WB versus DC versus Marvel when it comes to live action. Since the Black Lives Matter movement, things have been kind of turning in the DC realm a lot, to the point where it's been falling off the tracks. First, it was the whole scare with the 5G fucking shit that they tried to pull on us before. That shit was just unacceptable. Oh, we're gonna have a non-binary character. We're gonna have this gay brother and sister or whatever they're gonna do. That looks like that wrestler that one young black wrestler with the colorful ass hair.
Sunny Kiss.
Yeah, whatever that motherfucker's name is. And then, we're gonna have
Sunny Kiss.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just speaking.
They have no nickname. Is it
heart.
Sunny Kiss? It's Sunny Kiss, right? Because
I don't know. But
we'll consult the Googles later.
Yeah, but and then we're gonna have this type of character and that type of character, so we can include everyone. And everyone's forgetting the main aspect of these characters and trying to appease these individuals instead of actually appease people who enjoy the stories.
That's gonna be
that's the point. The stories is where it's at. People don't give like some of these writers credit or something like that because all they want to see, they want to see me represented. I want to be represented. I want a Native American represented. I want an Asian person represented. I want a black person represented. I don't give a fuck who gets represented as long as the story is good. If the story is good, fine. I believe that if they do this, it's not going to be done right.
Okay.
None of their movies have been done right. So
reason why is because WB is always getting in the way of production. And they will fuck this shit up worse than any other production that they've done so far. Look at Wonder Woman 84.
Oof.
I didn't watch it yet. I heard bad things.
The thing is, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
It could have been
better. It wasn't even good. It was okay.
I'll chime in with the Wonder Woman 84.
No, I understand.
It's
a
decent watch.
Yeah, it's a decent.
The problem is that Patty. The reason I said this before on another episode we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I said, not every director needs to be the writer.
Right.
And there lies the problem. Patty Jenkins was the writer and a director. And when you do that, you put your own influence in onto the character instead of the character being already there to influence everybody else. Correct. And that's why Wonder Woman 84 didn't have anything remotely. There's certain things that are remotely connected to the comic book, but not everything. And it also answers the question why Jeff Johns was not a part of that movie. He was not a writer, and he was a writer for the first Wonder Woman. Jeff Johns, we all know who Jeff Johns is.
That's why it was exciting.
Exactly.
That's why it was exciting.
And when you don't have that connection, somebody that's been writing for
you don't have that comic book connection.
You don't have it, it's done.
Like it doesn't have to be as Sir Wednesday would say, cookie cutter to the comic.
Exactly.
But
I said I'm what's the word?
Paraphrasing.
Yes, I'm paraphrasing. But it doesn't. It
ask me.
It doesn't have to be a rerun.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's inspired by something, and the writers of comic books are inspirations of a comic book. They know what to expect from audiences because they write this shit all the time. Jeff Johns, he was the guy who wrote for Green Lantern, correct?
And he's doing it show.
Yeah, but didn't he write one of the stories that you like the most or something like that?
He wrote a couple of them.
He wrote a lot of them.
What was the one that you keep talking about the most though? I keep forgetting.
Brian Michael Bendis? Well, that's that's Superman. Sorry.
No. What did he do? No, he didn't do the Parallax story. I'm so wrong with that one.
No, he wouldn't do that.
No, because that was too later. I mean, earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Didn't he do Blackest Night?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Blackest Night. I got it right over here. I got the big book. So yeah, he did the whole thing.
My thing is, like, I don't have a problem with it, but the thing is, him being black shouldn't be the reason why they make it, which I feel that's the reason. I feel that's the reason because they're trying to appease a certain group of people. I was actually talking about something like this with my fiance last night, how people, when it comes to stories like this, when it comes to like things like this, it should be about the story, not about the representation. Because if you get the story right, the representation could come along with it.
Okay, hold on to that. We got. We're gonna get to that in a minute because there's.
Okay, no, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm taking up a lot of time.
Black Caesar.
Sorry.
Oh, it's on you,
Mr. Caesar.
How you feel about the Black Superman and the supposed reboot of Superman, making him black?
Well, personally, color shouldn't have to be a factor. I mean, listen, as long as, the character is represented in the right, context, then shit, I'd say go for it. Also, let's not act like the multiverse is not becoming a thing. It's been a thing for quite some time now. So, I mean, if they got someone like, say, well, obviously this has been tossed around all over, Michael B. Jordan to be Callus, hey,
they've been tossing that name around.
Yeah. Right, I'm gung ho for that. Good for him. Hey, the brother definitely has, he has a very acute talent, and I'm sure somebody of his
caliber,
stature and character can absolutely own that role. I would have no objections to it. And the thing is, it's not like Henry Cavill is personally gonna hang up the cape. Obviously, he wants to still do this. He's not calling it quits anytime soon. But we have to see. I think the thing that really set off this whole starting fresh take is Joker. Personally, I think Joker was definitely the thing that kickstarted this, because we saw how fucking successful that was, and this was just a total different retelling. No Ace Chemical Plant. And okay, I mean, there were factors from The Killing Joke in there, but still they had this real dark, imaginative, dramatic piece that, could center what could happen if you had, one bad day. So
I mean, brother, you don't have to talk about Newark like that, or the Bronx. I'm just saying. Or Jersey City. I'm just saying. You ain't got to talk about it like that. You said dark.
Listen, bad things happen to motherfuckers there every day, but we ain't talking about that. listen, we already know Newark is just a cute little way of saying this is Gotham. Welcome to Gotham. Yeah, shit. Why else would it be in Jersey? But anyway, yeah. But I feel that really jump-started the whole process, and I'm fine with different versions or multiverse movie films of characters that. I think it's a good way to let them know that, hey, we're not alone, and this, but really the I mean, in terms of Jon Favreau saying it's important to listen to the fans, yeah, absolutely, but have it make sense though. Make be diligent about it. Make sure that it's something not over congested. I mean, not everybody can bang it out in terms of that perspective, or even how the Russos did it in two Avengers movies. Because I mean, the way that was done, you figured, oh, this is going to be too compact and complicated. No, it was organized in a very neat fashion.
Even though there's a lot of plot holes.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, but personally, organizing.
Nobody cared.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or organizing and the DCEU don't go in the same sentence. I mean, shit. It's a process of getting your house in order, and this house is fucked up. All right.
And on the note, I'm move on real quick. Right. The reason why I saved you last is because you have the most hate for it. Man with no nickname. That's why I saved you out. I was like, let me hear the goodness first before I hear the hate. So, man with no nickname, hate away.
It's not the fact of hate. And you make it sound so bad. I hate the fact that they're going to make Superman black.
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying DC in general.
Any story technically that they decide to do is going to be terrible, because so far all the fucking movies have been terrible. Granted, I haven't given Aquaman a chance, but all the other ones, come on, bro. The only one that I'll give credit to was Wonder Woman. That was it. 84, man. What?
Shazam
was a Marvel movie.
Shazam was a Marvel movie. Fuck that. That wasn't dark.
It really was.
It was.
I'll wait for them to do their phase 2 with fucking Black Adam, and hopefully that turns out to be good. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I'm gonna give it a promise is because my homie Dwayne Johnson's in it. But if that ends up being trash, Dwayne Johnson will be a bitch for that movie. Straight up. As much as I love The Rock, I would fucking trash that movie, especially if it was trash. But that's besides the point,
folks.
Oh my god!
But that's besides the point. I don't mind a black Superman. That's not a problem to me, as long as they do it right. Even if it's going to be a standalone, if it's going to be a reboot, whatever the hell they decide to do. Yes, they're looking into doing the whole multiverse thing, but they have to because they see that Marvel is winning in all those aspects.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Marvel is getting in that ass on the TV shows now because before they weren't doing so hot with TV shows. So Marvel's winning right now in my book, and they only have like one TV show out right now, technically that's canon.
For now.
What do you mean by canon? Like
it ties in with
part of the
MCU completely. MCU completely.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter are considered not canon now.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like it.
Even though they did have some things, it's just like the Netflix shows. The Netflix shows just talked about the incident in New York.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about the Avengers. They didn't say about nothing. They spoke about like a guy in an iron suit. They spoke about a guy who had electricity coming to a hammer. They didn't talk about Thor and Iron Man and all. They didn't talk about that.
They tiptoed.
Yep.
It's like the same thing with the CW shows when they spoke about Batman.
Oh, this guy in Gotham City.
Yeah, because
my winged friend.
Yeah, because they couldn't talk about it for some reason. It was just like
because
makes no sense when
the character
Bruce
Wayne. They could mention Bruce Wayne, but they couldn't mention Batman.
And here's the thing: they should just put him in the fucking TV shows. I'll bet you their ratings would go up then.
You're right. It's the same way when they introduced Superman. We'll get into that because So, excuse me.
Oh no, I think he still has something.
Yeah,
good. You done hating?
What a question.
Again, like I said, I don't have a problem with it as long as it's done well. You know what I'm saying? Like again, with the Man of Steel movies, like Man of Steel was garbage. Sorry to tell you that it was garbage. I have an issue with stopping in the middle of a movie and then continuing from where I left off because I feel like I'm lost. So if I'm sitting there and I'm watching a movie and I fall asleep and then I get well rested and start from the beginning and fall asleep in the same part, something's wrong with your movie.
Oh wow.
I'll say.
I'm gonna tell you, and I better example, BVS, trash as well.
Well, that is trash.
You know what? You know when I woke up? I woke up at all the parts. Batman was there, which was all of like 2 or 3 parts, maybe a total of like 7-8 minutes. It's the only time that I stood up watching that fucking movie. It was done well. It was done well, and I guarantee you that standalone Batman movie will be fucking glorious.
Yeah, because it will have nothing to do with the DCEU at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But why would you do that? Yes, there's a multiverse, but you're going to use Ben Affleck. So how is it not part of the universe? Makes no sense.
You know what DC needs? DC needs a Kevin Feige.
They did. Yeah. They fired him.
Yeah, that was Warner Brothers' problem.
His name was Jeff Johns.
I don't think they fired him. I think he quit because of that bullshit.
Oh yeah, he did. He quit, and that's when
he didn't want to deal with their bullshit.
He didn't want to deal with their bullshit, and that's when he was just like, "Fuck it, give me my TV show." And now we're gonna get a TV show.
My thing is this: especially with Superman, we all know besides studio interference, we have to worry about one individual. And his name It's John Peters.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
Couldn't resist.
So with that being said, I wanted to actually mention that with the reboot of Superman, and the actual writer for the movie is, I think he's director as well.
What?
He is the writer for the Black Panther comic books. He's been one of the main writers for it. Tanaji Coates. So he's the writer for the Black Superman movie, and I'm not sure if he's a director. I know he's a writer.
He's a Marvel Comics writer.
Yeah, and JJ Abrams is producing it.
Okay.
And some from other YouTubes, people have big complaints about JJ Abrams because they say he ruined Star Trek and he ruined Star Wars.
I thought
He's ruined Star Trek. What? Star Trek was amazing.
I liked Star Trek. I thought it was a good movie. I mean, the writer for the reboot of Superman reboot, he's a great writer. I'll give him all the credit in the world. But there's also something about, like, he said he hates white people or some shit like that, and I was just like, I don't.
Wait, who did?
Apparently, the writer Tanazi Coates, the writer.
And nobody want to cancel that motherfucker?
Well, a lot of people who are upset about this Black Superman movie are trying to cancel him. But the thing is that I'm not sure if it's true or not. I don't know. So I don't know. But which goes off into a question I have. Pandering, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When is pandering good? It's bad and it's ugly. And there's been quite a few times where it has been ugly and bad.
I got a case in point.
Okay.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. Batwoman, and Batwoman. And it is tough because I really wanted the show to be great.
Mm-hmm.
For the first initial viewing of Kate Kane, who was Ruby Rose,
mm-hmm.
It was good. She looked good. Everything about it felt like it was going to be something, and it was very slow in the story. But the biggest thing was about pandering, and I'm sure there's when it comes to representation, that's important. Whether it's people of color, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's any group that's not being showcased within a television show or all media. We have Batwoman, played by Ruby Rose, who is bisexual or I believe gay, lesbian. And we have the young lady who plays her love interest, who's Black. She was Miss California at one point, I believe. She was also in Teen Wolf. She was great, and it's
I remember her from Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah, she was awesome. But it felt like they were not saying, and I think I said this in a previous episode, not saying that these are issues that don't happen, but the in-your-face manner of how they push everything to be about her orientation was cool, but it's you're not bringing it in a light that's
So they were tryhards.
Yeah, they were trying hard. They would try hard with a vengeance. No Carl Winslow. It was bad.
They weren't try harder. They were just try hard with a vengeance.
Try hard with a vengeance. That's it.
Damn.
And it was certain epissodes were
it's a good day to try hard. Damn, that's good, man.
Damn. Good. Then you know it's bad.
So it was I see episodes where it's all right, cool. It's Gotham City, and it's not Gotham City 1950. It's Gotham City current year, and they're going to a well-known restaurant where somebody the Raider turns his nose up at them because they're lesbians. Bro, my thing is this: one, Gotham City, you live there. Two, why are you going to this bitch ass place? And it's three, it's current year. Why is this fuckhead in here if he's got this sour ass attitude? You've never seen a lesbian before, so you telling me that all of Gotham City doesn't have lesbians. Get the fuck out of here. That's like saying they'll have street lights. Fuck out of here. That's stupid.
I mean, sometimes art imitates reality. Like, regardless of what restaurant you go to, you're gonna have people that do that shit.
That's true. But
how many happens?
It's true. It's still happening. But to the degree of how they portrayed it, it's like,
okay.
Really? It's all right, cool. So, think about it like this. Since you were talking about it, Roundhouse. Think about it like this. In the last, let's say, 3 years. In the last 3 years, how many restaurants did you go to that said whites only bathrooms and whites only service?
Never.
Exactly. Do people still act stupid? Yeah, but you won't see something as blatant as that in a fucking TV show.
Yeah,
this isn't
stupid.
I
get something to cry about too.
This ain't American Horror Story.
Like,
try Jesus. Don't try me.
It was like to the point that that's how subtle it was. That like granted and it was like it was too much. It tried to be something too fast, too much, too soon.
Gotcha.
And instead of making it gradual, like it just made that the most important thing about her. But it's just part of who she is.
Gotcha.
It's not the whole thing of what she is. And I feel that they dropped the ball on that. I've seen other shows do it way better, but from this show, it seems like that's all they wanted to focus on, so they can capture all the people like, hey, we got a gay superhero, come check us out. And instead of like crazy adventures with KK, and it's like gay. And it's like, all right, cool, but when is she
doing the can dance?
Exactly. You know what it was? I took a beat from you, Echo, because when you started, you were doing the fucking stomp the yard hands and shit, like you were about to. You say, oh God, you were doing all that. Instead. But yeah, that's my biggest thing.
Okay.
And being that the second season, it was a big people were like, oh, it's a black female taking over. When I'm like, all right, cool. As long as the story fits, then I'm okay with it. Right? The first episode to me was a little rough because they tried to cram so much in. Hey, catch up, run with me. And it's like, okay, like I get it. But now that you had an identity of who the main character is, what she's been through, it's starting to gradually go in a way that's palatable rather than force feed, here, take all this shit.
Right.
And I'm finding it better, not because she's black, but because they're actually identifying her as a character and basically going about things in her life that don't always include her sexual orientation, but like struggles in life. Like, and it's
used to being in jail and shit.
It's getting better. My one gripe about the whole damn thing is she's like, I know all these martial arts. Why are you getting your ass kicked like the fucking arrow every season? How do you fucking know all these martial arts and you get every episode? That don't make any sense.
Luke said it too. He was like, 6 different martial arts. What's the problem?
For real.
So
he said it on the show. I was like, thank you.
We're gonna have to move on a little bit.
Keep it going.
So I'm gonna go with Man with No Nickname.
Thank you, because I didn't want to wait for a minute. I had some things to say.
Do it.
So my thing with all that is everything gets shoved in our face nowadays because of everything that's been going on. People want to be politically correct. They want to, make sure that they're not hurting anybody. I'm all for you being whatever the hell you want to be. Because at the end of the day, apparently you can identify as whatever the hell you want to be. So if I feel like I said I identify as a black man, I can say that. Now, would people like that shit? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it's what I identify as. So you can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? And that's where all that shit comes into play, because now they're showing that so much in like literally everything that we digest that it's like, come on, bro. Like, I want my video games to be my video games. I want my movies to be my movies. Don't shove that shit down my throat. Yes, if the character is gay, if the character is black, if the character is whatever the hell they are, cool, that's fine. You can tell me a little bit about that background, but don't throw it in my face. And now, like, look at The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? They gave us a plain video game that was phenomenal. They gave us DLC where they showed a fucking 14-year-old girl having a lesbian experience, right? Then part 2 was all about that. Literally, part 2 was just all about her and her trying to get with this girl and all this shit. That was most of the game.
Technically, the part 2 was about 2 lesbians, but anyway, 3 of them.
But even so, it's all of that is being put in front of us right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for things that are exactly, but I'm all there for those that make sense. Like Black Panther, that's all about empowerment. You know what I'm saying? That's not pandering at all, because you're putting one of those main characters in the forefront. You're giving them their own movie, and everyone just loves it, and that becomes a cultural, thing. That's a cultural staple. But then you have a Black Superman, which no one really knows. You said Black Superman, I was like, there's a Black Superman?
The fact about it is you didn't know about it, and I was like, yeah, there's 2. You were like, what? And I was like, yep, there's 2.
That's what I mean.
There's 2 Black Supermans, one on Earth 2, and there's one on Earth 23.
At this point, you're shoving it in my face because you want to have that. You don't have that. You're having an issue with your one Black character that you have in your movies, and you want to try to create a whole new different icon. That's not going to happen. Especially the way the movies have been going. Terrible, by the way.
Hating.
It's just it's not going to make anything better. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to make that person who played the character a jackass. You know what I'm saying? At that point, no one's going to care about that person. If Michael B. Jordan played that while he's a great actor, I'm not going to care for that movie if it's trash. I'm not. And at that point, I really don't care for anything else that he puts out afterwards. How would you feel about something like that? Like, that someone's a good actor, and then they're like, that movie wasn't that great, and then you just don't see them in the right light anymore.
You know why they're doing this Black Superman thing? Because they fired Cyborg.
Of course.
No, because he's still part of the movie.
He's part of the movie, but he was supposed to have his own movie.
They all were.
And that's apparently that's still going down, because like literally WB had posted up something with like them calling out their characters, and they literally said Ray Fisher is our cyborg, like he's gonna be the one going forward in the universe with that. Same thing with Henry Cavill. And then as soon as they said that, then you start hearing all these rumors about a Black fucking Superman.
I have one question. Because I understand what you're saying, and when it comes to like when you talk about it, I understand you're right when you say that, and you guys all have great points. But a lot of times, like when people don't know that a character exists, and the character is this race, right? And why is it so much that that there's not, besides the race of character, well, it's such an uproar to like reboot a character, even the fact that the industry has not really been really nice to the one person that we've all want back. It seems like there's always been some type of calamity, I would say. It's always some type of calamity when it comes to a character. Like when they were changing, like when they came up with the new Wally West, right? And he was Black. It was almost in the same way, a little uproar about it, right? But they changed them in the comic books and they added them to the show, right? There was a little uproar because they got rid of the other Wally West, right? When they introduced the new 52 and introduced the new Wally West, which is a Black kid who is still Barry Allen's nephew, through marriage, but he's Black now.
You talking about the TV show?
I'm talking about both. TV, because the comic book came out before the TV show.
Okay.
So my thing is like, if it's in the comic book and they do it from a like comic book point, is there a problem with that?
No, because again, it's the representation. That's what I was saying. It's a big difference between wanting to have someone who's idealized. Superman is idealized as a white man, even though he's an alien. He's a white man. He saves the city. Blah blah blah. Like that. You know, you say Superman, everyone sees the red, yellow, and blue suit, white guy. That's what people see. When you see Black Panther, you see an African dude. You know what I'm saying? That's representation. Now, when you take an icon that Superman is and change his, orientation, what happens then? Oh, he's from Earth 2. Okay, cool. I get that. That's not a problem. Why do we need it when no one knows about it? It's just because you want to pander to that race, that community. You want to have them feel included. Also, Cyborg did shit in that movie, so there's technically, in a sense, no Black representation in that movie.
A lot of time, from what I got this an argument with Rodney about this too. He said because people are now like the studios are now chasing that Black Panther money.
That's true. They realized that we were marketable, and they said, "Oh, well, they can do this. Okay, well, now we can get behind it." But the same could be said about fucking. And I was listening to
$1 billion.
That isn't that bad though? Like, is it bad that not the pandering is bad, but also like it's not what's the word? Natural, I would say. Because honestly, from me thinking, they didn't even have to do Black Superman. They literally could do Icon. And he's just as like Superman as well.
Bro, they could have did Static Shock for all I
care. They're doing Static Shock.
Yeah, too little, too
But
late.
That makes sense. That's what I'm saying. That makes sense. Static Shock is a Black character. He's an inner city kid.
Chris, so is Icon. So is Icon. He's literally like Superman mistaken him for Kryptonian. In the comics, he thought he was Kryptonian.
Wait, who's Icon?
Well, who really knows about Icon?
Correct.
I don't know about Icon, and I know a lot about the DC comics. I don't know Icon.
Icon, Static, they all come from the Milestone comics, and they were integrated into DC
when DC bought them out.
DC bought them out. Icon was the first one, and Static was the second. They were the more popular ones.
But supposedly Static Shock is the more popular one. He had a fucking TV show.
Static is the more popular one because of the TV show. But
Static is more known. And at the end of the day, if you were to put that movie out, that would make sense.
Yeah, I would
like Black Panther made sense. You know what I'm saying? But if you made Black Panther fucking white, at that point there's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
Major.
Oh, he's from South Africa. That don't make a fucking difference.
Exactly.
It's really good.
Okay. So
it's all about the proper representation, and what people are doing now is they're just like trying to use certain cultures and communities for cash grabs.
Yeah.
And like it really depends on it. It has to be done in a tasteful way, and a lot of times it's not, because you understand what's going on. Black Panther again was something that you understand. It was the culture behind it. It was the presence of the movie itself. You know what I'm saying? But when you take someone who you know is an icon on its own, as known as someone to be white, and then you change them to be Black, even though there is a story there, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if there's a story or not. Not too many people know that. While you may want to bring that story out to light, at the same time, it's like, why do we need this right now? It's just because you want to show that type of representation because you feel some type of way. That's racist on its own at that point.
Ooh. Black Caesar.
Yeah.
Follow up with that, please.
I'm gonna try. That's
Yo, he went Malcolm X on these motherfuckers.
I got hit hard, so I mean
that was truth, man.
That was good.
Give the boy a hand.
That boy good.
I don't do enough talking, so gotta see what I can say. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was beautiful. Go ahead, Black Caesar.
That was well done. Like I said, I'm gonna try to follow up on that keyword.
You mentioned Aquaman, Black Caesar.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Speaking of like this thing called The Reach, all right, and we talk, and Man with No Nickname made many good points. I can't keep up with how many, but he made a shitload. Like in terms of culture, because that shit was just Black Panther underwater. Let's just keep it 100 right now. Right? Man, dude, that was Black Panther underwater. Even the fact that they, integrated what you call it, like the Maori, Maori culture and everything. Mm-hmm. They want to give like Aquaman some, just not just a regular old fashioned blonde hair, blue eye. No, this is a different take. This is someone who's very, he loves his tribe, his people. He honors them. He has like the tattooed markings, same, that like his father. It was, so that I feel was definitely in terms of representation as well as like, a response to like, it's like Black Panther. My God.
Do you think they did that because of Jason Momoa? Because he is
he is Hawaiian and
he's Polynesian basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
obviously his input was, taken into account.
Did it hurt the movie or did it uplift it a little bit?
I felt it was a bit of a help. I mean,
look at the box office prices.
Yeah, of course. I mean, shit, that was probably one of the most successful DCEU, films to come out.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it and get back to you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I want to see your input.
That's the only one I haven't seen yet.
The DC.
I enjoyed it. It was a fun ride.
It was good.
Oh, just to let you guys know, the woman who played Mira, she got fired.
Yeah. For lying on Johnny Depp.
Yeah, she accused Johnny Depp of something that didn't really happen, so she got fired.
I heard they still kept her on.
I heard that too.
They changed her.
They changed it to the Mother of Dragons.
So what?
That's what
Which is
want.
A good connection because Jason Momoa and her already have a connection already. They're really good friends. So
yeah,
of course, and they did the fake sex in the Game of Thrones.
That's right.
He destroyed her asshole.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
He said, "Okay."
I mean, and let's be real about it. Jason Momoa is like, all right, Jason Momoa is gorgeous.
All right, we ain't going into that.
I was waiting for that. I saw it coming.
He does it at least once an episode, maybe twice.
He is gorgeous. Just anyway, continue.
Yeah, but yeah, man. In terms of the race representation, they were definitely trying to appease. You need a minute. There was.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Take your time, bro.
You got the vapors.
Get you a towel.
Just mention his name just gives me hot flashes. I'm sorry.
Take as much
time
as you need, brother.
Continue.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, man, that was definitely a response right there because Black Panther was very, very culturally significant, and they represented something big, and and Aquaman was the same, but it was just of another different set. But either way, it was it was color appreciated, an appreciation of color basically, and in terms of like in rituals and tribes, everything. So they wanted to show that in another aspect, and I appreciate that. I mean, hell, really, Black Adam is just another version of that as well in terms of Egyptian like stature and standpoint. I know I don't think that's their initial goal, but meanwhile, nobody's batting an eye that Dwayne Rock Johnson, who is of African and Samoan descent, is represented because, well, first of all, hello. I mean, you know what I mean? Black Adam is someone of color in case, people.
Biggest movie star in the world? Yeah, sure.
It makes sense. It makes sense, though.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
Biggest movie star in the world that doesn't want to be depicted as a villain in any movie.
Right.
But in this, he is.
That's in his contract. No, bro. That's in his contract. They're going to make him an anti-hero. Bet money.
Well, of course.
Oh no, they are. They are.
He wasn't an asshole all the time. He had a bad PR team.
Yeah. He just, he was misunderstood. Like Magneto. Remember that?
That's true.
Shit.
Eric, we gotta kill these niggas. Damn,
I'm sorry. There's no misunderstanding.
Took all the metal out of Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no misunderstanding when they kill his wife and then
we just call that Canadian interference. Kidding. He just
Black Caesar, I'll say this: there's no misunderstanding when they kill his wife and kill his wife's
little girl.
Yeah,
no,
there's no misunderstanding. They all need to die.
Yeah,
I'll never. This last thing I'll say. I'll never forget that the comic book. Was it the comic book cover where he's standing on there and he's doing this, and then you see all the heroes are coming after him. Perfect. I need that as a poster with The Rock doing that shit. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in terms of that, I mean, hell, he was just in the killing Nazi business. I mean, shit, just a poor German Jewish kid, trying to figure out life and why these horrible atrocities are going down. It's just very nerve-wracking. But back to it. It was, I feel that was definitely a perfect example of the Reach Panther, and this whole new Black Superman thing is definitely no different. They're trying to appease everyone, but that's going a long ways since Ray Fisher is on this rampage and he's trying to tear up this really fucked up organization apart. I mean, the main head behind it anyway. So this wouldn't be the first time studio interference bartered. Spider-Man 3, you can't blame Sam Raimi for that. That was just like one part like fan base and then another part, studio interference. Like they didn't know. He wanted all the old school Spider-Man villains. Venom shouldn't have even been a factor. Definitely the wrong actor was portrayed for that motherfucker.
Yep.
Still, it did not need to be. It's just like, you got to be sensible about these things. But this was Marvel at a virgin age. That was a virgin age.
Mm-hmm.
They know better now. Thank you, Kevin Feige. So,
I'm gonna move on. Echo, I know you talked about a little bit about it. Do you have anything else you want to talk? Because I know you mentioned a little inkling about it, but
about
pandering.
About what?
Pandering.
Oh, to continue on with some of the pandering. Everybody kept mentioning Black Panther here. There was one gripe I had with Black Panther, and it wasn't the movie.
Oh, I had.
You know what I'm about to say, Wednesday.
Go for it.
It was the end. Before I say it, whoever is watching who did this, you are fucking assholes, especially if you don't understand it.
Oh,
those fucking people who stood there with their fucking dashikis and shit, thinking that they understood what all of that was. Now, you know what I'm talking about. Now I spoke. These people were taking pictures in front of the fucking 3D, the cardboard cutouts with their dashikis on and the fucking whole African dress and shit. I spoke to Sir Wednesday about this, and he even told me all these motherfuckers got it wrong. He's like every single, all these colors and different designs and shit like that, they're from different countries of Africa and different tribes in Africa. And these people are just, they're wearing like generic shit. And some of these are like, it's like people getting a fucking Asian tattoo on them and don't know what the fuck it means. I'm sorry if I sound really angry about that.
Go ahead.
My tattoo says soup, but it means cold.
Go ahead. This time
I'm sorry if I'm getting angry about it. It's just that the thing with that is that, okay, going back on, I am not a person who hates Black people. I am Black myself. No, but I only say that because I know me and you, Roundhouse, have had some disagreements at times.
You black?
You stupid.
I want to punch you in the face, nigga.
And the thing is that
Black, you dated enough white women to bleed black, so
yeah, I know, right? The thing that I have is that people misunderstand.
I'm focused, man.
A lot. There's some of them, like one filmmaker I do not like. I hate Tyler Perry. I hate Tyler Perry so bad because he depicts black people the wrong way. He thinks that that's
men.
He thinks that why'd I get married and shit like that is exactly how a black person's life is, and it isn't.
No,
it isn't. And him, I'm not trying to hate on his his Medea kick or anything like that. He getting money from it, fine and dandy. But if you're gonna do something like why'd I get married or some shit like that, get the shit right.
I'm gonna just, before you continue, just putting this out there. He is the only black-owned studio I know.
Yeah, but you know what? He still ain't getting the shit right. You know who is getting the shit right?
No.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Yes,
he don't own a studio, but I mean,
no, he don't need to own no studio.
No. He's a good director, though. Yeah.
The motherfucker did Get Out, a certain movie that it was depicted as a horror movie. Nobody thought it was, but when they saw it, it literally was. It was an amazing story. Something that was different from the norm, but it depicted the people, the characters, in a proper way. Like the guy's best friend.
Oh yeah.
He was depicted almost quite possibly the right way on how some black people are, because both of them weren't acting like that. His best friend was acting like that one typical friend who'd be like, yo, he's that tinfoil hat conspiracy theory nut. And then the main character was like, oh, he was kind of naive in the beginning until he started to depict certain things slowly but surely. He wasn't like some of these horror movies where everybody's fucking dumb. They have a certain role that they play and they all fucking die except for the virgin.
You forgot one thing. They have sex and then they die.
Yeah. But again, I'm kind of veering off. Going back to these like superhero movies and shit like that. Black Panther
didn't need to kill his brother. Sorry, I had to get it out there.
What you say?
I said Black Panther. He didn't need to kill his brother. I watched that movie again. I'm like, why did he kill him?
Exactly. That's another thing.
He's got a suit of vibranium. He could have smacked the gun out of his hand and took his brother back to Wakanda, but he killed his brother so he can get back to NBC and watch This Is Us. Sorry, be on This Is Us.
You stupid.
Yeah, at least the cousin had a choice.
Now, if we're gonna talk here, I'm gonna talk about a good Black Lightning.
I love Black Lightning.
Black Lightning is an amazing show.
It is. It really is.
It mixes the realm of superhero and actual like reality together.
It does
perfectly. It has everything you need in it. It has a self-hating black man in it.
Yep.
It has a black family with immense issues amongst itself, but also trying to save a city that is run down by corruption of both police brutality and racial profiling.
Correct.
And
with the government, with the government agency trying to,
He said and crime.
Yeah, and crime. With the government agency that is trying to also maintain is trying to basically capture and experiment on metahumans. So,
AKA the black people and the Hispanic people that lived in that community.
Right.
Where everybody said they're experimenting on us. It's in our heads. Nope. They were really doing it.
So in a way, it almost takes the somewhat conspiracy ideals of how people were saying, oh, you know, AIDS is only with gays and blacks. So it kind of took that and kind of meshed that in there and was like, oh, okay, so let's put superpowers in here instead, and kind of, you know, make it seem like that they tested this city on with this serum to see if it worked, and it did, and then it went out of control, and drug dealers, instead of cracking shit, they use like green light and all this other shit. It was perfect. It was and the stories were great. The characters were very well written and put together.
Yes.
Nothing seemed out of place. Even after the whole Crisis on Infinite Earth thing, and he came back, nothing seemed out of place. And even if you watch it now, it's even more like, it's getting more like pumped up still. It's such a good show, and I give that show so much credit, even though a lot of people like I've talked to, they say, yo, even though the show has almost better graphics than some of the other CW shows, they blew some of their budget on the music. I'm telling you.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's why this season's their last. Like, listen, this music budget is out of control, man.
Yes.
Their music budget's got to be out of control.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question.
Hold on.
So do you have, when you were talking about it, it sounds like that same explanation is like what they did with Mother's Milk in the comics.
Yes.
Because his father was worked in the factory, his mom worked and she got, you know, the whatever we get Compound V, and that's how he became he got powers, and his brother had got powers too, and he was right. And his father kind of killed himself trying to report about Compound V and what they did into the black community and everything like that. And so yeah, I see what you're saying. Do you feel that same way about Luke Cage, the TV show?
Now, see, Luke Cage, that for me is also good, but it also has a little bit of bad.
It was 50-50.
I'll explain. And back me up too, man with no nickname, just in case I miss anything. With or not. But with Luke Cage started out really good. It of course delved into Harlem, where what is well known with Harlem, you know, basically a huge immense of black history is within Harlem, you know. And for Luke Cage was all about, you know, this is my part of the city, this is what I'm protecting, blah blah blah, this and that. Things of Luke Cage made sense, and then what was that? Keep going. And then out of nowhere, it just went like left field for certain parts. And I'm going to explain. With parts of towards wait, how many seasons did they have? Two?
Yeah.
The second season is what kind of turned me off for a bit. I still watched it. It was still enjoyable, but the second season was very rushed. The second season was throwing in a lot of ideas that half of the time didn't make sense why I was there. And other times was just like, we need more explanation for this. I feel. The first season kind of did everything right by giving it a certain pace and explaining it. It's the same. I feel it's the same way when it came with like the second season of Jessica Jones, I think.
Okay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? Like it seems like they knew they weren't getting anything else, so let's just throw everything in instead of just kind of trying to make a proper story.
The pacing was very slow.
No. In the beginning, yes, but then it just zoomed right past. Like the first season of Luke Cage, it was slow for a reason, because they wanted you to pay attention to every character. certain characters, I was like, why is this character here at times? Like, that's just me.
Because he's Chuck Barrett, baby.
Like, even though they needed, like, again, with Jessica Jones, even though they needed her character was the most annoying fucking person ever created in history. Even though she was supposed, what you say?
Who, Trish Rocker?
Yep.
Oh, hated her.
And
Best friend award.
And the thing is, she was the most whiny ass bitch. Oh, well, she's blaming she's putting all the blame on this bitch when it's all her fault. Yeah. But anyway, and then like with Luke Cage kind of had the same type of issues when it came to it. Like, what's her face? God, but I keep forgetting. Huh?
Claire?
No, Claire was okay.
What are you talking about, Misty?
You talking about what's her fucking name?
She was a villain.
Yeah, and Luke Cage.
Yeah, I hated that bitch. There was
you were supposed to.
No. But I hated her for not for the good reasons. I hated her as a character because she was just dumbfounded half of the time. Like, she was like her ideas, her villainous ideas weren't that great.
That's why I had changed.
And then the ending of the second, I'm gonna be the runner of this town. Nigga, why?
Well, the thing about that was because she tried to fucking like stray away from that. She knew the Stokes was bad and they were rough and they were cutthroat and all that stuff. So she tried to be above it. She got married. Her name was Dillard. She tried to wash her hands clean of it, only to find out that she was in love with the mud, getting dirty. Because think about it, even when Cornell was like, we can't kill this nigga Luke Cage. He's bulletproof. I've seen it myself. What did she say? She said some of the cutthroat shit in that whole series. She said, does the nigga got gills? She was like, what? He was like, drown his ass. What about a woman? For real. Because also, think about it. He doesn't have hard tissue everywhere. His eyes are fucking vulnerable. He got poisoned by fucking Bushmaster in the other season, and Stick fucking had that nigga having an asthma attack and passing out. So she, even though she was kind of corny, she did, because of her restraint, it built up all the bullshit that basically she could be like a very treacherous human being. And she was. She was. But with Luke Cage, everybody said the same thing about the first season. They said everybody loved everything with Cottonmouth. Once they killed him, it was downhill from there for some people. They felt like the series was over because they hated Diamondback because he was always talking.
Diamondback was a bitch. I hated Diamondback so bad.
The preaching villain.
They ain't nothing fucking creepy about that nigga. I fucking hated him so bad.
3 episodes max they should have gave him, and that was it.
They should have gave Iron Fist 2 episodes max.
You know what?
Oh my god.
Iron Fist in half.
That's another thing too. People in the comments about Iron Fist was hilarious, saying, "Oh, they whitewashed Iron Fist." I was like, "Bitch, have you read a comic?"
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And here's another point that I was trying to get to.
Oh, they said the same thing about with WandaVision, saying about some people were blaming Elizabeth Olsen about something whitewashing Wanda. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people, yo?
So here's another thing too, and it's almost to the point.
How do you whitewash a white character?
Yeah. So here's the thing that bugs me the most when they talk about certain characters, like, and why I brought the Black Superman subject up, because he is the 2 Black Supermans in the comics. Not many people read them because they don't write them enough, right?
And they're in different universes.
On different Earths, exactly. There's 2 of them, and they're different Earths.
One blew up, one's gone.
No, he's you know how they got the
I thought Earth 2 was gone, because didn't they do a whole like trade paperback on that?
What they did was, they have the Reed Richards, the court of Reed Richards, where the whole bunch
kind of like the Council of Wells.
Yeah, they have the same thing with Superman. There's a bunch of Supermen from different Earths. They have that. That was the one thing they put in right before Dark Knight Metal. But yeah, so that's there. But the thing is like when we talk about characters who are there, they're there, but not many people know that they're there. And there's this uproar about why is this person this? Why is this person that? It's like, well, it's written there. It's already there. It's been there. It's been there before. Like Black Superman is not something new. No, it's been there. Like Nubia, the Black Wonder Woman. She's been in comics for how long? Since the 70s?
Yeah, but she hasn't been depicted long.
You're right. She hasn't been depicted, and we haven't seen her. But the fact of it is, like, she's been there. So, and it's like she's been there since the 70s. Am I right? Like she's been since the 70s. So, if they introduce her, will that same uproar happen?
Well, it depends on how the introduction is made. In all honesty,
and also, I kind of don't think so, only because, well, no. I may have to take that back, but I'll continue to say what I'm saying. Because they've reintroduced her in in Future State.
Yes, they did.
And whether Future State was popular or not, people still read that shit, and that's how they knew about the story. So it's fresh in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they haven't done anything like that with Black Superman lately. Mm-mm. If they did, then people would understand it better about the story. If they'd written more stories about Earth 23 heroes and shit like that, maybe. But obviously, these characters, black, white, or whatever, were not popular enough.
Mm.
Yeah.
And like for instance, when it came to Future State, a lot of people did not like Future State that well.
I'm still trying to wrestle with it.
And I just read Infinite Frontier, and they introduced something called Shazam, and I was like, wait, did they just merge Black Adam and Shazam together? I was like, what the fuck?
Bad call, man. Bad
call. Shazam sounds like when you look at your bank account and you find out there's no money in it.
So how do you feel? So how do you feel about, because in Future State they introduced the Black Batman, but you don't know he's black. You don't know he's black right away.
Well, yeah, you do, because they tell you they fucking introduced him before the book came out.
Yeah, they did. Damn, yeah, they did.
It wasn't a secret, which is the dumbest shit they could have did.
Because because you couldn't tell, because he blocked this off.
They should have kept it a secret until like the second book when it saw his face. That would have been a pretty good shocker for people.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't read that shit no more.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Now, Dark Detective was the shit, but fuck next Batman, because you know what? There was no fucking story to even tell you how he became that way.
My God.
That's why I was like, nobody gives a shit about Tim Fox. Who the fuck is Tim Fox? I didn't even know there was another brother.
I thought it was John.
I didn't even know there was another brother. Fuck that.
Yeah, I didn't know neither.
Personally, if it was Batwing,
that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought.
But it wasn't. Oh, okay. It was some other fucking asshole I don't give a fucking shit about.
Because was it Batwing is part of the Bat family. So I was like, okay, I understand that.
I mean, Chris is looking at me like, whoa.
But here's the other thing too. In Future State, there's another Black Blue Lantern and a Black Flash who's paraplegic. She has no legs. She has metal legs, but she's a Flash.
Shut up, Cedric.
No. As soon as he said that, not the fucking hype on fucking paraplegic, but as soon as he said that, I thought of kids.
Blonde hair. It's blonde hair. She's black, and she doesn't have any legs. She has prosthetic legs, the metal legs, and she's the Flash.
You know what's the problem?
Listen, when it comes to the stories, I'm all for it because it makes sense. You know, you can add different characters, you can create different stories, especially within the realm of the comics, because at the end of the day, there's a multiverse in both Marvel and DC. We have a multiverse, so there can be an Afghani Flash and a freaking Chinese Superman. There could possibly be that on one of the other Earths. Not a problem.
There actually was a Chinese Superman.
Yeah, fine. But at the end of the day, you see, am I interested? Hell yeah! It's a fucking Chinese Superman. I want to see that nigga do kung fu or some shit like that. It's not a problem with me. The only thing is that you're gonna take something that and just automatically change it just for the simple fact of pandering.
That's
where everything comes down.
About. See, that was the thing.
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Why are you going to change something that it don't need to be changed? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. The only way you make it better is by changing the character itself. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
improve upon it.
Right.
Like Henry Cavill, if they get someone better than him, obviously I'm going to probably enjoy the movie. Right. It's the actor itself. But when you change it to a different race because you feel that you're probably going to make money off of that because it's a black character or it's a Middle Eastern character, why?
Right. So
why would you do that? What if they went ahead and they just changed the complete story and they gave you a black gay Superman? They're just shoving shit in your face at that point.
For instance, 5G. They tried to pull that shit on you, making Superman gay. Yes, they did. 5G. You don't know. You remember how DC was about to come out with that 5G shit? I was explaining that in the beginning of the series, dude. In the beginning of this video.
I thought you were talking about the conspiracy theory people that talk about Bill Gates and shit and all the other shit.
You thought about 5G makes it gay, yeah.
Yeah, when you say here's the thing. When you say 5G, it gets a little
I said DC 5G when DC Comics tried to do this new 5G shit with the guy with the fucking twins with the colorful hair that looked like that one motherfucking wrestler that you mentioned, and then some transgender character, some non-binary Flash or whatnot, and some other shit. They still implemented some of those characters within the future state.
Yeah.
They put the non-binary Flash in there.
That's the one with the no legs, right?
Yes. But it's just like that 5G shit. When people started realizing all this shit was coming to, they was like, no, why are you doing this? What's the reason of why you're making it this way? People wanted to know, and they couldn't give them an answer. And they was like, we don't want it.
Right.
That's basically what Nickname's saying right now. What's the
Don't
reason?
shove it in my. What's the reason?
What was the reason?
Don't shove the shit in our face if you know we're not gonna want it.
Real.
I mean,
they better do like they did back in the day.
It's not.
Hold on.
Yeah. And it's not the fact of not wanting it. It's the fact of like, don't shove it down my throat. I don't care. I care for it. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? If I was racist, prejudiced, homophobic, whatever, I wouldn't fucking talk to Al. You know what I'm saying? So if that's not my point. My point is, don't shove it in my face. I can be cool with whatever you want to be, whatever you identify as. I'm 100% okay with that. Don't shove it in my face. Don't put it in my video games. Don't put it in my movies. If you want to change the orientation of somebody, by all means, go ahead. Give me a full backstory on it. I'm cool with that. Just don't shove it in my face. You can give me a whole new character. I'll be cool with that.
So that was the one thing I was trying to get at too. The fact that you're changing a character's identity to pander to certain people, rather than having a standalone character by themselves and be powerful and stand there on their own as individuals.
Yep.
It's a sign of desperation as well, I think. Honestly.
Please speak on that.
Of course.
Yeah,
he's on a losing battle, bro.
Please speak on that, Black Caesar. Please.
I mean, honestly, because we already know the whole like Hollywood scheme, like, they say like, oh, they're a sucker for like skin, right? They're a sucker for like, not bright teeth and skin and all that shit.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's what it's catering to. It's like the oldest trick in the book, really, because if you have like a certain like like a certain it guy like Michael B. Jordan, somebody who's like the talk of the town, just a real good-looking dude or lady, and they feel as though that'll like grab the attention of somebody. It's like, yeah, we need like some flavor, and of course they'll incorporate that because they want to try to be cool and hip with it. No, so that's just, I mean, it's just not happening. But that's what they feel as though is going to get the audience's attention. But meanwhile, they're not focusing on what needs to be done. They're just they're just like absolutely, they're being subjects to, color, and really it's almost like a reverse. You know what I mean? Like, trying to, we have to like, back in the day, nobody was like trying to hear us or show out if, because of who we are and, what we look like. But now in this like industry, now it's the it thing now. It's like, oh, you see Black Lightning, Cyborg and Kid Flash and all these other popular heroes that are getting clout. So, that's an opportunity for them to just like literally cash in and try to get this going. And also obviously play the inevitable game of catch up like Echo was saying.
Yeah, okay. Just thank you, gentlemen. That was really good. I hope people on YouTube actually understand what this try not to get too hurt about it, but also understand where it's coming from. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because a lot of certain YouTubers who have a way about saying things and go away about doing things come off prejudiced in a way. So I wanted to hear our perspective on it. And thank you very much for clearing thoughts in my head about it as well. Real quick, before we go, did anybody watch the new Superman, Lois and Clark?
Superman and Lois.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
no.
Of course you didn't.
The hater speaks.
You just don't got time, bro.
And listen, I don't have a problem with Superman. I don't have a problem with Superman. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
He hates the actor.
I don't have a problem with Superman. And the actor is a cool actor, just not for Superman. They can go fuck themselves with that shit.
Can't win.
I do have one gripe though.
What's that?
The first episode. Did the suit almost look too big for that motherfucker? Like they had too much padding in there?
The old school suit.
But they tried to make him look larger.
No, the new one too.
The new 52?
Yes.
Nah.
But they tried to make him look like Superman, not slimmer man.
No, I understand that. I understand that because they changed because that's how he looked. That's how he looked in Supergirl.
Yeah, with that stupid clip-on cape shit.
Yeah.
Like trash. Like fucking trash.
But now he got too much padding on his ass.
He's gonna be too much padding.
They got to slim the padding down just a tad bit. Because once he's Clark Kent, you see him, and you're like, bro, he don't even got muscles like that.
Yeah, like
he got to bulk the fuck up. They need to pump that nigga with steroids or something. They gave us this puny ass freaking. They gave us Captain America before he was Captain America. That's what they gave us.
Bro, it ain't even that bad.
Superhuman steroids.
My nigga was probably on quarantine. He didn't get them gains in, but he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, well.
Get that kid a sandwich.
He got enough money to work out at home.
Get that kid a sandwich.
Speaking of that, did you hear the writers? One of the black writers got fired from the show because she said that certain things about diversity weren't what they should have been. And anybody who did see the first episode, spoiler alert, they said like there was Captain Luther, and Captain Luther was black dude.
Yeah, Lex Luthor is black.
Is black. But she said, don't you find it problematic that Lex Luthor, the villain, is played by a black man, and he's hating on a white dude that has superpowers?
Nah, we got that during the cartoons. Technically, Superman, Lex Luthor in the cartoons, he was pretty dark skinned. I don't care anybody.
I always thought he was black.
That's what I mean. Like in the cartoon, he was
like, black.
See, but you know who he was based off of, right?
My ex-girlfriend's brother.
Yeah.
No, who?
He was based off Kojak, the Greek actor who played Kojak.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, understandable.
Wait, but what happened to John Cryer?
Well, that's a good question.
And the person who voices him is Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown.
Unless this Superman that they're showing in Superman and Lois, I mean this Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois is like from the future.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. There's another dark
Halo.
There's another dark skin Lex Luthor too. It's in the Harley Quinn show, and it's voiced by Giancarlo
Esposito.
Yeah.
That was brilliant, though.
He's like, we call it MOD.
I can actually see that motherfucker doing it though.
But he's dark skinned too. So we've had 2 dark skinned Lex Luthors, and I'm like,
it
works.
Chocolate. This nigga is chocolate.
In the Harley Quinn show, yeah.
No. In Superman and Lois, he is chocolate.
In the Harley Quinn show, he's pretty dark too. He's like really dark skinned. I'm like,
if they could make the show look cinematic like this, what the fuck are they doing with all the other shows? Somebody has said, like, yeah, if they make Superman and Lois look like this, what the fuck are these other niggas doing?
I don't know.
Make this shit look cinematic.
If they make it look like fucking Titans.
Or even Stargirl. Stargirl looks like a movie. I'm like, wait a minute.
Because it was made by the people who was working on Titans and Swamp Thing.
That's right. You mean canceled and canceled?
I didn't even get this.
No. Swamp Thing is still up.
Oh yeah,
it's been picked up.
Canceled it.
Oh, okay.
What you say?
I say it's coming back after they canceled it.
That's true, but Titans isn't canceled. Titans ain't canceled.
That's right.
That'll be canceled.
No, Doom Patrol. Thank God.
Not canceled. So, thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
Echo, take us out.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching another interesting episode of True Story Bro Podcast. Hopefully you guys can I saw that. Hopefully you guys can come back next week and see us again for another amazing topics that we're going to be having. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and check us out on these platforms here.
Yeah, I'm sick of being the only one liking the like button.
You're right though.
Feel free to give us the iTunes review. Let us know what's good, and feel free to leave us a fine message on our fantastic number. What's that number, big man, with the videotapes?
Never forget 973-370-3115.
That's right.
That is right. Also, make sure you this Friday and also during the week and on Fridays, you can check out Roundhouse on his Twitch, which is twitch.tv/HeroRoundhouse84. From Thursday through Monday, he will be mopping niggas on Division and some other shit. And then on Fridays is Friday Night Fight Night. So, unless he's getting mopped on that one too. But
when I'm playing Dragon Ball Fighters, yup. Dragon Ball Fighters was a clear indication, like, nigga, you don't play this.
Also, check it. You can check me out on Saturday nights for Saturday Night Nightmare. You can check the boys out, maybe just Roundhouse, but if not, both Roundhouse and Nickname on Bros at Ringside this weekend. Also, Friday, you can catch us for the finale. Depending on when you're watching this, the finale of WandaVision.
Woo! It shouldn't coming out till next week, so they probably gonna be like, "Oh, I already saw that, bro."
Oh no, I'm gonna see if I can bring this out by tomorrow. I'm gonna see.
Okay.
I'm gonna see.
Okay.
But we'll see. Anyway, yes, you can check us out on all of those different segments that we're going to be having. Anything else that I'm forgetting? No.
Get your ass checked for it's too late, turkeys.
Yeah.
I think it was too late.
Make sure you guys. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Peace out. Love all you guys. Do not say lick ass ever again in life, Al. I saw that in the last video. Fucking disgusting. But oh, you'll see. You'll see. It's up. Peace, guys. See you later. Bye.
Your nickname. I don't want to talk to Al either, but for totally different reasons.